Crystal Ball is here, host of Breaking Points on YouTube, former MSNBC host. It's good to see you. Are we seeing a shift in President Biden, you think?
Shift in what way?
Change the policy towards Iran.
I don't know that he's changing policy towards Iran. I think that he made a huge mistake at the beginning of this administration, not getting back into the Iranian nuclear deal.
Right.
I think that the trip to Israel is a massive risk, given that our, huge ally that he has said unequivocally that he stands behind and has a right to defend themselves, and they're trying to rush aid to, et cetera, is in the midst of committing what the UN describes as war crimes, including a medieval siege. I think that the war that you and Ambassador Bolton seem very anxious to get us into in Iran would be obviously a political catastrophe for the president.
I don't hear anybody interested in a war.
John Bolton seems very interested in war with Iran, and not to mention has always been interested in war with Iran,
so
leading us directly into World War III. So okay. I don't know about his policy on Iran, but I see the view of the Middle East very different from where I sit.
Okay, so what do you make of what Jake Sullivan, the president's advisor, said, what is it now, 18 days ago or so, about how they viewed the Middle East? Take a listen.
The war in Yemen is in its 19th month of truce. For now, the Iranian attacks against U.S. forces have stopped. Our presence in Iraq is stable. I emphasize for now because all of that can change. And the Middle East region is quieter today than it has been in 2 decades.
Well, I'll tell you what mistake he made, which is also the same mistake that Biden made, which is also the same mistake that Trump made, was to try to pretend like the Palestinian quote-unquote issue didn't exist, that you didn't have millions of people in Gaza seething under a multi-year blockade, that you didn't have illegal settlements and occupation in the West Bank, that you did not have to deal with these millions of people who were under an illegal apartheid system. And so you had the Trump administration that moved forward with the Abraham Accords, again, ignoring that situation. You had the Biden administration moving ahead with attempted normalization of Saudi and Israeli relations, all pretending that this problem with the Palestinians did not exist. I think the fact that the world forgot that this was unfolding is a key part of the problem here.
My question would be, whose fault is that problem, though? Because you seem to want to blame it on Israel, and you want to seem to take away Israel's right to self-defense.
No, I don't. I don't want to take away their right to self-defense. What I do want to take away is their right to have an apartheid state,
which they don't.
Which they don't. Come on, Crystal.
Come on, Crystal.
Leland,
no.
right now. Hold on.
Let me just say.
Let me just say.
Go ahead.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند